Okay.
Welcome to Tnashi's Movie Corner, and today we'll be discussing Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, which came out in 2005 and stars Ian McGregor, Natalie Portman, Hayden Christensen, Ian McDiarmid, and Samuel L. Jackson. Now, for a brief summary of this movie, as the Clone Wars nears an end, the Sith Lord Darth Sidious steps out of the shadows, at which time Anakin succumbs to his emotions, becoming Darth Vader and putting his relationships with Obi-Wan and Padme at risk. So, when it comes to reviewing this movie, which is the last of the prequel series, I brought my friend Brad back over here again, so say hi.
Hi, everybody.
So, let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to start with you here. I want to know, what is your opinion of this movie overall? What do you think?
Personally, I think this is probably my second favorite out of all the Star Wars films. It definitely has some deeper things to it, deeper themes, which we'll probably go into as we discuss this. And, great action. Well, some of the great action. Again, we'll probably talk about
I was
later.
going to say, I'm not so sure about some of this action, but it does have some good action moments. I think the opening of the movie is a really good action sequence with the space battle over Coruscant and everything. I think that's really
kind of dove into that.
They did, yeah, they did. But I really liked it. I really liked kind of the interplay that Anakin and Obi-Wan had. It was kind of refreshing after seeing their relationship in the second movie. We actually see them in this movie as kind of friends, like they get along.
Right, which was something that was completely absent in the second movie, as you said, but it was obviously not absent for the Clone Wars series.
Yeah, well, that's true. Clone Wars series came out after this, but takes place in between episodes 2 and 3. I did my review on that, so I'm not going to go into that too much, but it really is nice from the movie perspective to see their relationship and see how close they are and how well they get along. And you hearken back to what Obi-Wan is telling Luke in episode 4, and you buy it in this movie, whereas we wouldn't have bought it if it had been just off of episode 2. So I really like that. But let's get down into I think we're gonna kind of go through it piece by piece a little bit. I may jump around here or there, but like I said, I really like the opening scene. I like the humor that's involved with R2-D2 and stuff. I like the action, and we get Dooku's battle right off the bat, kind of at the very beginning. And Dooku doesn't make it, does he?
No. It kind of, if you were going just by the movies, it would seem like they kind of really hyped him up a little bit, and then he gets knocked down pretty easily. But
that's a good point, because at the end of the second one, it's like, okay, we really meet him. We have a fight with him. He kind of kicks butt, and then beginning of this movie, all of a sudden he may have lost his head a little bit in that fight. What do you think?
No pun intended, right?
no pun intended. But one of the things I'm like I said, I'm going to jump around a little bit. One of the things I'm going to say right off the bat, though, is I really like the lightsaber fights in these prequel series versus the original. Now, that's not to say I don't like some of the original, but I do like them quite a bit in the prequels, and especially in this movie. So, what do you feel about that?
I feel like they had some of these things a little bit better fleshed out with the prequels than they did with the original. I mean, it looks like, yes, there is a lot more
choreography.
Yes, that goes into it. I can't say that word.
Yeah, apparently not.
But I do think that works out better because lightsabers are swords. and you would expect some kind of finesse and skill to actually go into these things, and I think that the prequels do in fact actually bring that out a little bit more.
I know some people definitely disagree with that, but for me, I like that too. But anyway, so we go from the kind of the opening space battle and everything, and then we get Anakin gets pulled aside by Padme, and she reveals that she's pregnant and everything. So that takes place within this movie. I really like that scene, actually. I really like the phases that Hayden showcases as Anakin with learning this, because it's like, first of all, they have a forbidden relationship, so that shouldn't happen. And then now on top of that, you're bringing another life into it, and they're going through kind of the middle of this war and all that. So he showcases kind of surprise and surprise and almost kind of like disheartened in a way that this is kind of happening, but then it kind of twists to joy, overall of what is happening, and it's really just a good kind of good progression that I think that he's had from the second one. I think he has a bit more range in this one.
Right, and it was very much a mix of emotions here, because as you said, he's kind of, in a way, he's kind of glad about it, because obviously Padme is his wife, and they're having, and their family's kind of expanding. But on the other hand, this is kind of it's harder to keep a secret relationship when children become involved.
Right. That's and the thing is, obviously he only ever had his mother, for a long time. So now he's going to have his own family. I can see why that. Obviously that's family's important, I think, to to most people, but I think for him specifically, it was really important, and it kind of explains why, when he starts having these dreams of Padme dying and everything, and that his kid might die, which he only knew as his kid at that point, but his kid might die, how that would actually pull him towards the dark side a little bit, because he wants above everything to save them, to keep them alive. And he goes to Yoda, right? He goes to Yoda about and asks for Yoda, and Yoda's like, well, you gotta let go, which is what Yoda told Luke when Luke had his premonitions, and that didn't work out so well that time.
But see, this is an aspect of the movie that I really like, because it kind of ties into one of the few things, or one of the things that are real good about the second one, and the fact that he had these premonitions about his mother. He didn't act on it, quickly enough, and so he probably kind of blames himself for her dying, because he didn't know how to respond to it, and he's probably thinking, well, if I had done something sooner, I could have saved her.
Right.
Now Padme's, the next most important person in his life that he has at this moment, and he's having these premonitions again, that she's going to die, and for him it's kind of like, I can't let this happen a second time,
Right. That's very true. And one of the things is, we get Palpatine. We find out, or if we didn't know already, but I guess the characters find out that he is Darth Sidious within the movie. But thing is, like, we don't see as much of him kind of whispering in Anakin's ear throughout some of the other ones, especially the first one, because they don't even get introduced until the last 2 minutes of the movie. But in this one, we see him having several conversations with Anakin, and he's kind of manipulating things in the way that he knew that they would, he knew that they would end up this path where Anakin would eventually come over to him, and so I really like seeing that, actually. I really like seeing that from a villain. Let's go to General Grievous. What are your thoughts on General Grievous?
I'll be honest, General Grievous is kind of a straight up disappointment.
Yeah.
I mean, for starters, he is General Grievous.
He's like Boba Fett for me.
And they're he's supposed to be really tough, and he's also supposed to, or at least is implied to be, a great military commander.
Right.
Because he is, obviously a general. But
Well, and look at those lightsabers.
he has all these lightsabers. He's like, I've gotten these off a dead Jedi. I kill Jedi. That's what I do. And then he starts off a fight that looks like it's going to be intimidating, and then just kind of quickly falls flat.
You know what? I think I know how he did it. I think he jumped them when they were using the loo.
Just kind of sucker punch somebody with their pants down.
Yeah, that's right. Someone went in there to take a crap, and they're holy crap. And that was it. Because he doesn't showcase any real fighting potential. Like, he does one thing where he's facing Obi-Wan, and he has the blade spinning around and everything, like, really, really fast. And I was like, oh my god. Like, this guy is like, he can be ridiculous if he can do that. Like, how do you deflect that? That's really, because it sounded like a propeller, and
it's kind of like, how do you attack? How do you defend? Because you can't get the opening to attack, and, and it's going super fast. So he closes in on you, you're kind of done for.
And then no.
Somehow Obi-Wan managed, which I guess is a credit to Obi-Wan if you think about it. But on the same, it would have been better credit to Obi-Wan if Grievous had actually fought, pretty well.
Yeah, and this is probably the only movie where Obi-Wan really does. Well, no, he did take out Darth Maul. I was gonna say he didn't really do that much in the second one. He kind of just got beat a little bit, and then even in this one, I mean, he beats Grievous with a gun.
The most non-Jedi way possible.
I mean, I like the dialogue with it, but he does beat him with a gun. But anyway, moving on from there, real quick, I like seeing Kashyyyk. I like seeing the Wookiees and everything. We didn't get that in Return of the Jedi for whatever reason. I know he wanted it there. To see it here was really good. I liked a lot of the dialogue that went throughout the movie. I actually liked Anakin when he finally turns bad. Not when he turns bad initially, because it's like very abrupt. But I mean, when he actually goes to the Jedi Temple and everything, and he commits to it and all that. I wish that was switched though around. I wish he had gone to what was that planet called? The fire planet.
I think that's Mustafar.
Mustafar, very good. Okay. So yeah, I wish the Mustafar thing had been switched around with the Jedi Temple a little bit, because he goes straight into killing kids. He doesn't only kill kids. Just putting it out there. You see the recording. You play it back. He's actually killing Jedi. There's not just kids there, but all the same, like it did kind of feel a little off to me. I think they should have switched that around a little bit. I think that would have worked better, because at the point of him killing everyone on Mustafar, he would have been more engrossed with the dark side. Which, by the way, it does alter your appearance. We do see his appearance get a little altered on that. So that goes back to, I think, the Old Republic games, where you kind of do that, where you the more bad deeds you do. Force corruption. Yeah, force corruption. So, I think all that worked for the most part pretty well. I really love the scene where all the Jedi are dying. I think that was really well done, and the surprise on some of their faces when that was happening, and just the fact that they really couldn't do anything. Jumping to the end fight, what did you think about that?
I liked the end fight. It was actually it was really cool to watch. It was actually pretty intense between the two of them, and you did get a better sense of that. And honestly, I think that was the best fight that's actually been in this movie, and probably largely, maybe not as an absolute, but largely in the series as a whole.
Yeah, some people said it goes on too long, but I enjoyed it every part of the way through, and you saw Obi-Wan kind of struggling with what he was doing there. With having to take Anakin down. I'm just gonna say Padme dying. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of how it happens. She just like, no, I just don't want to live. You got twins, but you don't want to live. Okay.
Definitely not getting Mother of the Year award for that one. No, she kind of worse than some others. She's just like, nah, I'm dying now. Shit, I want to raise these kids. Are you kidding me? I was expecting one. I got both now. That's too much.
God, and their dad's all bad and everything. He broke my heart, and yeah, it sounds like a country song.
In a way, it kind of does, I suppose.
Anyway, overall, I think the acting was better. It's not incredibly good, but I think it's better for this movie. I really like, the action scenes for the most part. I like most of the plot and most of the way it kind of it goes. I like the way the story goes. This is what I wanted to see. Oh, there was a scene. Two scenes I want to bring up. One is when he's actually deciding that he's going to go down this path. Like he's looking out of a window, and then you have Padme looking out of a window, and they're like looking at each other, but they're not looking at each other. Yeah, right. I really like that scene. And there's a scene where Darth Vader's getting his mask on. It's coming down over Anakin's face. First, you see the red, which was cool, right? For his eyes and everything, the red, the helmet.
Right.
And then the next thing is you also see his eyes widen. There's just a brief second where his eyes grow. They just grow wide as the mask is coming down, like he's scared. And I thought that was really cool to see that. But anyway, so what would you give this movie? 1 through 10.
1 through 10. I'm probably thinking about a 7.3.
7.3. Okay. 7.3. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Any particular reason why it's not higher, or why it's at what it is like?
Well, obviously I really did enjoy this movie. It does definitely have some great things for it. It does have a few things which for me were a little bit off-putting, like like when the Jedi are trying to arrest, Palpatine, and some of them just kind of get taken down right off the bat.
Yeah.
Or the fact that Grievous lost real easily, and
right.
And for me, the killing of the children is kind of a mixed thing. Because on one part it's kind of like, well, they might be potential threats and you gotta increase your abilities in the dark side. On the other hand, though, it's like, well, but they're kids, they're helpless. So,
well, if you've seen everything from Rebels, and yeah, they definitely could be threats. Yeah, mine's pretty much the sequence in which it happens within the movie. But okay, I mean those make sense. Yeah, for me, I'm gonna go a little higher here, and I'm gonna give it a 7.8. I discount it for what you're saying pretty much, and some other points that we've gone through. But I really enjoyed this movie, and for me too, there's only one other movie that really impressed me as much as this one did, as far as what I was expecting. So for me it's 7.8. I think it's a really well done movie, and it's certainly my favorite of the prequel. So but anyway, guys, so that'll wrap this up, unless there's anything else you wanna say here. Is that about it?
I think we about covered everything that
no, we probably didn't. No, we probably missed everything.
Most
you were joking around too much through this. Look, we're already on 18 minutes. Look at you. This is why I don't do this with other people.
Is that so?
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that'll do this. Like I said, I do these once a month. So, next month I'll be doing A New Hope, and you'll be back for that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Until then, peace.